Okay, after bishop h5, now black is threatening bishop h6 and maybe g4. Now if immediately he played bishop h6, white will play g4 and bishop will block this bishop. Later he will exchange this bishop to e5 and fix the knight to c5 or e5. Okay, so fine. Here now he played knight c5, bishop f6 with the idea of g4, bishop g5 or okay, so Nakamura played g4 here, fixing this bishop on f6, hg4 and hg4, king f7, king g2, rook a8. Now he wants to free this bishop, support this bishop and maybe attack this a4 pawn if he grabs this b7 pawn. And now I think Nakamura played a very good positional move, a5. Why? Because now this pawn is fixed on b7 and this bishop fixed on a6. If he moves his bishop anywhere like c4, he will grab this b7 and support this a6. Later he can play a6, knight c5 and fix this pawn. So here he played rook e8, back to rook e8 and rook e1. I think now white should have played rook e1 is good, but I think bishop c7 is more correct. Why? Because cannot play bishop d8 and will support this a5 pawn. Now he can play rook e1 to rook h1 or rook b1 and can have his own plan. Okay, after rook e1 he played bishop d8 and rook a1. Then he played rook h8. Means doesn't have any open file. Cannot do rook on anything on h5. So here he played bishop e5, rook h7. I think he could have played rook back to g8 or maybe rook h7. Looks little okay, fine. So here bishop d6, rook h8 and now he played f3 and rook h6. Now in this triangulation white gains this b7 pawn for a6 pawn and this king is little back cornered. So he played bishop e5, not allowing rook to go back and defend all these pawns. So rook h7, king g3 and rook h6, rook b1, bishop a5. No, actually in this position I think white can even try knight b7 with the idea of a6, a7 and even after bishop a6, rook a6 will be a clear plus for white. These all pawns will soon fall. Rook b1, bishop a5 and knight b7, knight into bishop into b7, rook into bishop into b7 and rook into b7, king e8. Now both have equal pawns, but the black king is very badly placed, and rook doesn't have any good square here. So he played rook g7 with the idea of rook into g5 maybe, and rook e8 check. Bishop d8 supporting this because now if he grabs c3 also, this bishop will be out of gameplay. For example, he can give rook check or rook g5 and rook back to e7, and these three pawns can easily stop by this pawn and bishop. And this rook and king are very badly placed. Later he can play g5, maybe king f6, king to g5 and f6 can attack all these pawns and maybe trying for a checkmate. So here he played king g2, I think, which is very good. Why? Because he had the rook is having only one square, rest all squares has been controlled by white rook and bishop. So king g2 is very good. Why? Because he is stopping all the black counters with rook h1, and now rook cannot enter, and it is very badly placed on h6. Okay, bishop e7, rook g8 and king d7, rook a8 and c5. This position white is better, but it's little, he needs some little technique to win this game. So he played rook g8 again. Why? Because there is no other moves for even white, so he needs to block this bishop. He needs to grab this pawn now, and maybe he'll play bishop e6 one point and capture this g5. Okay, so here he played cd4, rook h7, trying to prevent rook b7 and bishop f6 maybe, but still black king is very badly placed. So he now, I think Nakamura played a good move with f4. After f4, gf4 and g5. This position is very better for white, clearly better. Why? Because all the black three pieces including king, bishop and rook are very badly placed, even though now black is pawn up. For the time being he is pawn up, but still the position is very good. Why? Because this is a very good healthy passed pawn. So bishop d6 now is trying to neutralize with bishop exchange, and bishop f6. Here he played bishop e7, I think, which is his last mistake. Now he played g6. So even after bishop f6, g into h7, bishop into d4 and queen, rook into queen, bishop into queen and rook into queen, these three pawns can be easily stopped by this rook, and this king is also very near. So here he don't have much options. He played f3 and king f3. He cannot even give rook check. Why? Because he will play king to g4 attacking the rook, and he will play bishop e5 then, and g6 pawn. There is no way of stopping this, or you have to give this bishop. So he played rook h5 and bishop e5, rook f5. Here actually after bishop e5 he resigned the game. Why? Because after bishop e5 he is having only one counter with rook f5, king e2 and bishop d8, bishop f8 to prevent g7 and rook to h8 and a queen, or else if we played bishop d6 he could evenly take bishop d6, king d6 and g7 wins the game on spot. Why? Because after playing rook g5, rook d8 check, king e7 and queen. So this is a positional game played between Nakamura and Anish. Hope you enjoy the game. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.